And I am kind of excited for this war because I've been showing you Town Hall 10 attacks in Reddit Heroes for a while now. However, most of those have been R9.5s attacking whatever weird bases Supercell decides to match us with. But two of our top guys, TheLastZephyr and Sweg, they have both dropped their Inferno Towers. They are legitimate Town Hall 10s, and it's giving us the opportunity to attack a lot of cool bases. As you can see, some of them were doing well, picking up the 3 stars on. Some of them were trying for the 3 stars and still falling short. We're having to bother go and pick up the 2 stars in the particular bases because we knew it. We had won anyway, so we were only going for the 3 stars. But let's figure out the ones that we did well on. This is Sweg going after their number 2, and I really like this attack. It seems to be one of these attacks that's really in meta right now, which is using the king and the queen with just a little sprinkling of funnel troops to get a whole bunch of different objectives. You can see that down in the south here, there is the ability to get an air defense, to get the Inferno Tower, to get the Queen, to get the CC. So much objectives here, and he's able to get those objectives with very, very little troop space. So, just the funneling, have a few minions, and I think a wizard or two, just gets everything down. The jump goes and takes everything across, so both the king and the queen are going to be able to come in. First is going to have the rage spell, so he has not hit his pups yet, right? He's just raging to make everything just go through this area just a little bit quicker. I like that. Poisons for the CC. It's a Dragon Loon, very typical CC. And he's just going to be blowing through. The Inferno Tower's in there, hits the King ability, he dies pretty quickly. Hits the Queen ability, and looks like he gets the Dragon. And he gets the, the final Archer Tower and the Inferno. Everything that needs to happen. Now, coming in on the next portion of the raid, sends all 3 of these hounds in at once, and I kind of like it because there's a lot of density in this central section, so it's nice to have everything pick up. Puts the haste and then the rage that fires everything through. Gonna put the stuff through the back end. Now, notice that there's not having to put the freeze down yet because there was nothing inside of it. He could have put the freeze down here. He's just like maybe just the tiniest bit too late, but almost perfect. And look at this mound of loons, which is going to be coming through as well on the top. It's just a complete overkill, and there's just a ton of loons. So I love this attack. I love how efficient it is. I love how with the little hero charge, kind of a naked hero charge, just a little bit of funneling, you're able to get all of these high-powered objectives. And it shows you, for the base design thing, you can't do that. You can't put an Inferno and an Air Defense and a Queen all beside each other. But if you do, it makes these Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall triples very plausible. So, good job to Sweg. I really liked that particular attack. Now, when we're in a war clan, we're not going to get this next base, but this is a pretty standard type of base that you might be able to see. It's an anti-2-star ring base, and it's sort of important to be able to know how to take out this base as well. So I like what he does, and he goes for the healers and bowlers. It's kind of a mass bowler, but it works really, really nicely on this base, and the base is pretty upgraded. So it's nice that it works out, even though, of course, it's a bad design. So first comes down with the Queen Walk. Unfortunately, the Tesla pops and starts taking out the healer. Super annoying, but if you notice, there's just a sliver of health on that last healer. So it actually works out kind of okay. A bomb's going to take it out later, but that's all right. Minions at the top. I like that planning to take out that cannon. That was really good. And he's going to be just coming in here, and it looks pretty safe on this side. That Queen Walk is going to be able to go a really long ways. He's going to get the CC lure. He's going to be able to take out the side, help with all the funneling. And then when he comes in the top and does the mass bowlers, everything's going to work nicely because he's gone and got this side all funneled. Poison runway for the CC. He's got the lure. That's all perfectly fine. And now everything that sort of could be a worry is over. He hasn't spent a rage. He hasn't spent the ability. This is perfect. Up on the top, got the bowler walk coming in. This is, I think, the CC bowlers and a couple more of the healers. Have the wall breakers, the golem, and now come in the rest of the bowlers. Everything's going through the center. And the nice part about bowlers is they're going to sort of funnel a little bit off to the side here, so everything just goes up the center. And pretty much everything, I think, is going to be going nicely through this jump. A few are going to go around to the right-hand side. A really good freeze. Notice that he's got a single targeting Inferno on the inside there. So it was okay if that single targeting Inferno was picking up things. He froze the multi-target one. That was really, really good. I like it. Going through, Queen is still around. Notice he kicks the Queen ability off just to sort of like fire it through. She wasn't going to die, but you just wanted to go through that portion a little bit faster. Sends the bowlers around, and this is just all over. We've got some healers up. We've got the king up. We've got a bunch of bowlers, and even if that doesn't happen, eventually the Queen West's going to come through and clean it all up. So I really like that attack, and good job to TheLastZephyr, both of our Town Hall 10s, proving that they know what to do when it comes to these bases. One more for us against the Town Hall 10. Want to take Jake. He's our 9.5. He's probably going to hit Town Hall 10 pretty darn soon. And we've got another one of these annoying anti-2-star bases. You know, it's not that great of a base. It's this sort of weird ring thing. And it's basically Town Hall 9 defenses, but it's got a couple Infernos in there, and so that's legitimate. So how does he do this? He starts the Queen Walk, he's got a little bit of funneling going on, I like that, and he's going to get a ton of value out of this Queen Walk. Still nothing off on the sides, so those minions are also going to get a good bit of value cleaning around before they go into the Inferno Tower. Going to come around on the Queen Walk, always they start a little bit slow, maybe I'll hit the 2 times. Going to get in range of the Queen. Doesn't have to spend anything because there's nothing targeting, so he just sort of gets the Queen for free. Now there's a little bit of stuff picking up, but it's that third expo, right? It's only the level 1 expo. Rage come down so he can beat through the King a little bit faster. Then he can pick up the air defense, and so he's going to be okay on the healers. Not ideal, but he's okay. And he's going to keep on working away around his base. He's going to get that other air defense, and that's going to mean that the Laloon portion of the base is going to be perfectly fine. I like, by the way, this little bit of extra funneling minions that he does off on the left-hand side. This is just going to help to ensure that the Queen does what he wants her to do. Just enough to get the King in. Everything's going to be funneled. Just a little bit more value. The King doesn't have a lot of purpose in this raid, but it does what it needs to do well. Finally, he gets the lure. Kind of unfortunate the minions are going to be targeting the healers here. It's sort of gone around for a little bit too much, but it's okay. The healers are going to survive this, and so that's going to be all right. Perfect as well. King's coming in and going to start picking up some targeting as well. Now, next portion, Laloon's going to be coming in pretty soon here. There it is off on the back-end side. So the King is sort of fighting through the wall. That's all right. Gets a little bit of targeting. Queen's going to take out the one Hound. And then the Hounds in the backside. Could have been way faster on these Hounds on the right-hand side. They should have been dropped earlier, but he puts the Loon inside, or the Freeze inside. That's going to drop it off, and everything's charging through the middle here. And it's enough that with that Rage, he's going to be taking out the multi-targeting Inferno. Goes through the core, stuff still picking up the Rage, the Tesla farm's done. Look, that Queen is still alive. The Hound is still alive, and he's just got a really nice large amount of Loons. So even though the core sort of fizzled out and there's a bunch of stuff, just look how much stuff is up there. So it definitely shows when you've got these upgraded guys, you can't just add a couple Infernos to a base, put in some sort of terrible, anti-2-star style base, and hope that it does well. So I'm glad that Reddit Heroes is proving that we can take out these kind of bases. I really like Sweg's one, which was a sort of proper anti-3 base. And let's just keep on seeing how it goes for the Town Hall 10 game at Reddit Heroes.